Hey guys, welcome to another episode of New Talks Tech. Today we're going to be talking about the biggest, by far the biggest mistake I have ever made working in the IT field since 5 years now. I think 6 years in August, June, July, August. I don't know, but let's say 6 years this year, and it involved me crashing a server while working in a remote facility. Just to get some context, the only reason I made this mistake was because I was just arrogant. Because I know way better. I know I shouldn't have done this, but I still went ahead and did it just because I was like, oh yeah, I got this. I got this. Nothing's gonna happen. Nothing is going to happen. I'm just going to go ahead, do it, and we should be in business. So, Monday, Tuesday was actually a long ass day. I had meetings the whole day. I couldn't do anything technical. And on Wednesday, I worked in the remote location, which was in west part of Switzerland, Lausanne. And I went there just to do a couple of things, which was update a computer that was not in our domain because it's actually used by guests for software simulation. So basically, we have guests that comes to our company just to for simulations and work on these computers. So we don't want them having access to our network by any means or whatever. And also, I also went there to set up a new computer for a current worker, and also you get the old one and set it up for a new temporary worker. So I had a lot of things going on. So I just had to go there, which was like a 2.5 hour ride by train. And that was the reason I went there. So let's just go to Wednesday. Wednesday, I woke up at 6:30 because I've been struggling with an ankle injury since end of October. So I went in for my MRI, which was about 15 minutes past 7 a.m. in the morning. And then I went to quickly get some breakfast. And after my breakfast, my train ride to Lausanne was, I think, 7 past 8 in the morning. It was a 3.5 hour drive. Ride by train. I got to the office around, let's just round it up at 11:30. I set up my working space, which was my computer, this bad boy here, and went ahead to set the wireless internet up also because there was a wireless internet there. I had to set it up and put it in the DMZ, basically separate it from our network. And after this was done, it was basically around 12 o'clock or 10 past 12. So I went with it. I went with my working colleagues to go eat because I'm really there once or twice a year. And I went to eat. I think I had a burger. I'm going to find a picture and put it in this video. I had a burger with, those fries were nice. With fries and some kind of pie. I don't know what it's called in English. And I had Red Bull also, and I think orange juice or mango juice. I can't remember. But I know I had Red Bull because I know my day was going to be long because I had a lot to do and half of my day was already gone. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to eat enough food and just walk till whatever. I was actually thinking I was going to get home at 10 p.m. Reminds you, my day started at I woke up at 6:30 or 6 o'clock, and I was in the train at 7 minutes past 8. So I was thinking, okay, I'll be home at around 10 p.m. and that will be fine. Little did I know. Long story short, break was over. I was working, updating the first working station, and then I had set up the computer for the current worker. I partially did it, and I was doing a lot of things because anybody who knows me knows how easily I get bored just doing one thing. Like I can't just do one thing and just stay there. I don't know. I'm just bored. So while I was updating this computer, the working station, and installing some softwares and updates, I thought it's very, very smart to update our Active Directory domain controller. So basically, the Active Directory is responsible for user authentication. Any user or current user that we have in the company has to be created in the domain. So the domain is actually just IT environment for a company. So we have the group policies, or let's just put it, policies are like law that you have to abide while you are working in this IT environment or computer environment. So we have our DHCP server is also working in this server also. So the DHCP server is basically, long story short, responsible for sharing IP addresses and also IP reservations. I mean, let's just keep that. So yeah, context. Context. A day before, I got an email saying I had to update the Windows server. It was like 2008 version. It's still 2008 server. Don't ask me why we are still using an old server, but just know I'm going to upgrade it very soon. But anyways, I had to update it due to security reasons, whatever. And mind you, Windows Server 2008 is actually, how do you say it, end of life. It's not supported anymore by Microsoft, so we are actually using it at our own risk. But like I said, I'm in the process of upgrading the server, changing everything, new hardware and everything. So I was like, you know what, I'm doing this here, I'm doing that here. Let me go ahead and, you know, update the server. And then my VPN connection was on. I had access to the server, and then the update started. I was like, you know, everything's fine. And then after an hour, the server was still down, which was, I don't know, it's not normal, but I was like, you know what, this is just an old server. I don't mind, you know, let's just keep working. And then 2 hours later, I got a call from someone who's working remotely, or who wants to work remotely through VPN. And mind you, my VPN was working because I already logged in. The user authentication had already been established, and he wants to work, but he could not work, and everybody in the Zurich branch could not work because, you know, maybe I don't know when they came to work, but they couldn't work. And I was like, you know what, just give me a couple of time. I'm working on the server. 3 hours, which was like around 5 o'clock ish. The server was still down. And then I started sweating a little bit, and then I called my habibi, shout out Mehmet, and I called him to like go downstairs and connect how do you say it, a monitor and the keyboard and the mouse to the server so that I can see what's actually happening, because what's actually happening, because I didn't have access to the server, it was down. And he went there, and then he was like, oh, I have to put a password. And he asked me for the password, and I did not tell him because he's not working in the IT department. So I had to call the head of the technical department, who has the same NDA as me. Then I gave him a password, and then he turned on the he turned on the computer. Guess what? Guess what? The server said it needed to be restored. Bro, this was about 6, let's say 5 minutes to 6 in the evening. And then guess what I did? I just checked for the next train connection back home, which was like 3.5 hour train ride again. And then I quickly packed my things, stopped everything I was doing, because I was like, oh, if I have to restore the server, it's gonna take me at least the whole night. So let me just go back home. And then I ran, packed my things. I had 3 minutes to run. I had 3 minutes to get to the train. I called the train. I was sweating like a dog, just pouting. And everybody in the train was looking at me. I had to like take a long ass walk to first class, because, long story short, I was in the train for 3 hours contemplating about my life, thinking about what if I can't restore this server back on. So I got to work at about 9:30. Nobody was at work. I tried to sign on. I tried to log into my computer, which it worked, because what happened is, if you are disconnected from the domain controller, the computer actually has a cache version of your account on your computer, so that was just going to open up. So it opened up, but I didn't have any IP address or internet connection because we were disconnected from the DHCP server. Whew, I was sweating again. And it hit me that, oh, I could actually just manually insert my IP address, the gateway, the subnet mask, and I was Gucci. So I was Gucci, and then I went downstairs to try to restore this server. Guess what? It didn't take my password. For some reason, it didn't just let me start the system with the HTML, how do you say it, restore process. And mind you, this was about around 10 o'clock in the night. That's what I did. I had to call the head of IT in Germany, who was at home, and then he came through with the ILO. It's what you call it ILO, which is like a backbone. There's a way to like get into the computer through. Let's just say the computer is down. You have an interface. It's what you call the ILO, and he could like from Germany use the ILO to start the system restore process, and then we were working on it till about 12:30, and I just panicked. I panicked for some reason, and I thought it best to inform everybody working in the remote areas to come to the office, because we were able to restore the server, but the VPN tunnel was not established yet. So basically, I wrote out an email to everybody in the Swiss branch, or my intention was to write an email to everybody in the Swiss branch to come to the headquarters, which was in Adolf, if they're working remotely, because I thought I was not going to be able to set up the VPN tunnel in the morning, because it was like 12:30 and I was still struggling. Bruh, I was struggling. And guess what I did? I sent the email. Okay, hold on. So I apologized for the mistake I had created, and then I promised as soon as the problem was fixed, I was going to buy everybody again in our Swiss branch croissants. This like little breaded thingy. And I promised them as soon as this problem was going to be solved, or as soon as I saw the problem, I was going to buy croissants for everybody. So guess what? It was 12:30, like I said, almost 1 o'clock, and my focus level was just down, and I sent the email to everybody in our company in Swiss, Austria, Germany. Yeah, I basically promised everybody, over 300 people, croissants, and then I found out that I made a mistake. I went back to correct myself, and also promised them, okay, you know what, the cat's out of the bag. Next time I'm in Germany, I'm going to buy everybody croissants, because I already promised everybody. So yeah, I did that, and then we were able to fix it. And long story short, the domain controller was running again at around 2 a.m. in the morning. And mind you, I've been awake since 6:30. I was mad tired, because in the morning I drove my car, parked at the train station, went to West Switzerland, and then came back, drove my car to the car, went to work. I walked like 10 minutes away from my house, and then I was so tired. I knew I would not be able to go back home. So guess what I did? I slept on my chair like this. I took another chair and I slept like this for like a couple of hours, let's say 2, and then my knees felt very uncomfortable, and then I slept on the floor, and afterwards the ground was not comfortable, of course, and then I went to the sofa, which was in our gaming room. If you watched my A Day in the Life video, you know the gaming room. And I slept there till about 7 o'clock, and then the workers started coming in, and I was hearing them walking in, koi, 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 and I just woke up, and I took my jacket, which was basically this jacket. So I took this jacket like this, and I actually just walked there, and she was like, "Where did you come from? Did you sleep here?" And I was like, "Yep, I did sleep here," because she had already read the emails and she knew what was going on. So I just went to my office, brushed my teeth, and I started working on trying to fix the VPN connections back, and I was able to do that before. I think at 8:30 I was done, and I made a promise. I went to my car, drove to Coop, which is like supermarket, and bought the croissants for everybody. And mind you, I had not been at home. I slept for like I think 5 hours, and my next meeting, which I could not cancel or reschedule because it was with the HR department, and also with some people in Germany, I could not cancel or reschedule. So I went there. I'm going to put the picture of how I looked like in this meeting at 9 o'clock. We had the meeting till like 12 o'clock. We took a break, and I had my second meeting till about 3 o'clock. And then at 3 o'clock, I was cooked and done. I just told everybody, you know what, I'm happy. I fixed everything. I apologized again. I took my bag, my remote computer, and went home and slept. Again, I was at home, I think 3:30. I slept till about 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. Woke up, checked my social media, blah, blah, blah. Slept again till about, I think 7:30 the next day, and then I woke up. So, so long story short, I think it's been a long time I made a mistake at work, like a major mistake. The first mistake the first mistake I made was setting up somebody's account with the wrong name, and I had to like because we created email address and his contact card already. I had to go insert proxy addresses or redirect the fake email address and the new email address. I had like me just join them together with what we call proxy addresses. Long story short, that was the first mistake I made. It wasn't that bad. I'm never going to forget that, and also I'm never going to forget this mistake also, because like I said, I knew better. Because even if you're going to update a server or do whatever, you should do it how do you say for us? You should do it on premise or at night. So mind you, if I did it at night, I'd have gone to bed, woken up in the morning and discover, oh, everything is down. So I'm kind of happy that I did it during the day, even though some people couldn't work for like half the day. Or I could have done it during the weekend, but if I had this in the weekend, I wouldn't have had a weekend. So I'm kind of happy everything played out as it did. And what I'm going to learn from this experience is not to be very, very arrogant and just assume everything is going to work just because it's going to work. I mean, 9 times out of 10 it's going to work, but there's this 10% of the time where it doesn't work, and then you have to sleep at work. I remember my interview, my boss actually asked me, what if you're working on a Friday night, not Friday night, let's say Friday evening, before you close for work and the server is down, what are you going to do? And I was like, oh, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure the server comes back on, and if possible, I'm going to sleep at work. Guess what? I slept at work. Oh my god, that was like, I'm never going to forget this experience. Like, it's dope. This experience was just so Gucci for me, because like, I know what I do is all fun to me. I don't even wake up in the morning thinking I'm going to work, because I get paid to play with computers. That's how I say it. And while I'm working, I have like YouTube videos on the background, tutorial videos, watching different stuff, just because I just can't do one thing at a time. So I actually have like 3 things going on at the same time. So like I said, I love what I do, and it's not work for me. I enjoy everything, and everything, like that day went by so fast. So fast. It's just, oh god. Yeah, so it's all fun and game until it's not fun and game anymore. But thank God, I will not be this arrogant next time again. From now on, I'm going to do my updates or server, whatever, on prem, and monitor it until it's done, not just start it and go to bed like I always do most of the time during major updates. And yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you could learn a thing or two, and you could laugh at my suffering. You can laugh at me, I don't care. Or you could, also don't be as arrogant as Neo. Okay, thank you for watching this video. If you like it, please be sure to click on the like button, also subscribe, and yeah, I will see you next week. Bye bye.